We had to replace the main battery, the starter battery in Whitehorse last year, and it looks like now, after all this time, our coach battery here is ready to be replaced. It's a deep cycle battery. A fella here thinks he's got one that we can put in here. If it fits, we're going to put it in, and we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Walmart and get one.
I went to Walmart and got a brand new battery for $65. Now we're all set.
I have the 4x5 camera set up, and that's my subject right there. We'll see what it looks like.
We're driving down the road headed to the Joshua Tree Forest. We're going to do some photography there. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't really been there. We made it. We're just entering Joshua Tree Park now. Looks totally different. We're 1 mile from the park. Okay, entrance fee ahead. These people are parked up getting a tag shot to show that they were at the Joshua Tree Forest. We're driving down the road, looking at all the various trees. Sunset, beautiful skies. My good heavens, what a beautiful sky. Look at that rock, that mountain. It's just an amazing shape. I wonder how it ever got to be like that. There's the sky. I find the mountains and the skies are really amazing towards the desert. So many different colors, the red stone. Late at night, I photographed this desert palm with star trail behind it, and then in the morning, it was altogether different. It was right beside where we had our van parked, so it wasn't a problem to get the photographs at all. There's our van parked among the trees. What a great time we had. There's cactus in bloom in the desert. Fine morning in Joshua Tree Park. Just lovely. What a great day. Shot a couple star trails last night. Got some pictures this morning. It's bright and early, 7:10 in the morning. We're booting it out of here. Lots of winding roads through the desert here. Trees on each side of the road. Rock formations are stunning. Sky, well, just when you thought it can't get any better, it gets better. What a beautiful day. I'm still cold. I keep driving through the cactus. Look at this, it's like a cactus farm. I mean, they're on each side of the road as far as you can see. Just unbelievable. And I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out how can I possibly make a picture out of these cactus. Then in the distance I see this huge rock, a giant boulder. It kind of reminds me of Ayers Rock in Australia. So I think I'm going to have to pull over and take a look there and see what I can find to put up against that rock. Then I see a little twig, a tree that's growing out of the rock. The lengths these plants go to survive in the desert, it's unbelievable. I saw one tree that actually pushed a great big rock up in the air several feet high. These things are growing in little cracks in the rock where little dirt gets in there. It almost looks like suede to me. That rock looks like a suede kind of finish. These are some big boulders of a very interesting shape. Now we're getting snow. I can't believe how much snow we got in the desert. We got a lot of snow and a lot of really, really cold temperatures too. At sometimes I was like 10,000 feet up in the air. Driving down the one mountain today, I had a break smoking. Look at the snow here. We're up in the mountains and we got a little bit of snow coming down. It's chilly too. Boy, it's a little chilly when you're rigged for warmer weather. But we got everything we need. Down. We're into 29 Palms now. We're in downtown 29 Palms, the desert oasis. Headed up to the highway here, and when we get over this next hill, wait till you see the mountains we're going to see. I could see what are we going to see? Look at those mountains off in the distance. Well, my goodness, those are beautiful. Yipper. Mesquite Springs Road, they got all the cool names. We've got some wonderful mountains ahead of us. We were out of the Joshua Tree Forest and now we're driving back into the park again. It's kind of interesting how that worked out, but we're just driving along, we're coming in. There's rocks on each side. Look at these gigantic rocks on each side of us as we're driving in. I can't believe it. Big, big boulders, huge boulders, big like a house, a lot of them. I'm pulling off to the right here. I'm gonna see if I can't find something to make a picture out of. Wow, look at that sky over top of the mountains, a little tree in the corner there. So I pulled in here to take a little break. There's some other people in there as well. We met a lot of nice people in the desert. It was fun talking to everybody, people from all over. A lot of people from California, but people from further afield as well. Some different vehicles too, like some Land Rovers and Jeeps and campers. Beautiful sky. If you can just find the right rocks to put in the foreground and have the nice sky in the background, you pretty much got a nice photograph. That's what I find. Just driving down the gravel road here. It was a very smooth gravel road, not a problem at all. Mary photographed some of the video out the side window as we were driving past the Joshua trees, and just to see the big boulders. And we don't have a steady cam or anything like that. This is just phone video out the window. But it's amazing, the trees and the rocks and the mountains in the background. I can't get enough of them. Just love driving along. Gets tiring after a while and you want to stop and have lunch, something like that. There's always a place where you can park up and cook your lunch. Bathrooms in the desert. Some campers up here. This was an amazing place. Some rocks and Joshua trees there as well. Lots of Joshua trees, lots of these desert palm things too on the side of the road. And lots of trees, lots of sand. Look at what a stark life these plants have here. There's a whole, like a garden of cactuses here. It's like the Devil's Cornfield in Death Valley. It's an amazing place. And I find a Joshua tree that I really like the shape of, and Mary modified the photograph to really give it some interest. So many cactuses, I just can't believe it. This is a cactus in bloom. We had some rain in the desert. There's a Joshua tree with some rocks in behind. We got to see a lot of Joshua trees. In a couple days we're going to be looking for bristlecone pine trees. I think that's going to be very interesting as well. Look at that sky. I'm not sure what that is. I thought it was a rainbow and I had to look at it again. There's another Joshua tree with a beautiful background. There's a bunch of them here. I don't know whether I want one tree or a bunch of them, so I figure I'll take a lot of different photographs and see what I like when I get home. It's always better to look at them on a big screen than on the laptop in the van. We look at them on a big monitor and then we can make prints, 30 by 40 prints, 40 by 60 prints, even 16 by 20 prints if you want a postage stamp. But we make lots of different photographs. Beautiful desert scene. Something like that doesn't have a lot of harsh colors in, so you won't get tired of it. Here I am making a photograph, and there's the photograph that I made at that spot. Well, this is the north entrance to Joshua Tree Park. We came through the other side, and now we're going back. visited 29 Palms, and now we're headed back into the park. We're gonna see what it looks like this way. We're just motoring through the Joshua trees. I cannot believe it. I was afraid I wasn't gonna get to see any, but looks like we're gonna get to see some trees anyway. The road just goes on forever, just stretching out in front of me. There's the Joshua trees again. The Joshua Tree Park is huge. It was in two great big sections, as I remember it, and we drove through the one, then we were out on a highway, and then we were back in the park again. And we got a lot of nice pictures, I think. I really think we succeeded very well with the Joshua trees. I hope I do as well with the bristlecones. The bristlecones are at 10,000 feet. Joshua Tree Park is an amazing place to visit. I highly recommend it. It's nice. It's different. It's certainly different from what we have in Ontario. And the California weather is enjoyable. I was afraid I wouldn't get to see any Joshua trees, but there they are. Trees to the left of us, trees to the right of us. Amazing mountain structures and rocks. And parking spots where other people are. You're gonna have company no matter where you go, pretty much. If it's interesting, there'll be people there. Everybody's super nice, really friendly people. Wow, I didn't think we'd see this much snow in California. I didn't think we'd see any, but wow. It's definitely different than I expected. There's snow on some of the trees. A lot of the trees have snow on them. Now, I don't think I've ever seen so many of them as I have this trip. Wow, here's some of the Joshua trees with snow on them. It was snowing, and I thought it'd be really nice to get a picture of the tree with some snow on it and the mountain in the background with snow. Now we're just cruising down the road again. Seems like I mostly spend most of my time driving and very little bit of it taking photographs. And then we spend a lot of time editing them. It takes a lot of time to crunch the pictures together into a video. Just motoring down the road. Look how the desert just seems to go on forever. Joshua tree. Well, we're back on the highway again. We're out of the Joshua Tree Park and we're headed for Slab City. So we're back on the highway again. Beautiful mountain scenes. Well, it's a nice day for a drive. We're on the road to Slab City. We're not exactly sure how far it is or how long it'll take us to get there, but I'm pretty sure that this is the right road. What a nice evening, and we're closing in on Slab City. We'll be spending tonight at Slab City, maybe tomorrow. We're going to go to Salvation Mountain. It's going to be good fun. Well, this is it. This is Slab City. Last outpost. On the way to Slab City, we made a stop at Salvation Mountain. Look at that. What an amazing place. Somebody spent a lot of time working on that. We're driving into Slab City now. I was a little bit disappointed in Slab City. I'd heard a lot of horror stories about it, but there seemed to be lots of old rubbish piled around for most of it. But there were a few interesting exhibits in Slab City, but man, there was a lot of trash and stuff that was just laying around. It's long ways to get out there, and so these people had set this up years ago. We're just driving through Slab City. There's a few interesting exhibits. There's an old airplane that's made famous three-point landing. Now we went back to Salvation Mountain for the sunrise. There were some amazing vehicles there with sort of a log cabin on the back, and there's slogans painted all over them. It was a very interesting place. Come on along with us to see the bristlecone pine trees on our next video. I think we're going to have a lot of fun there. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe.